Susan, thank you so much for being here. I don't know about you, but every once in a while I'll need cards. I try to keep my stack made so that if I need a thank you or a thinking of you or a birthday, I have, but sometimes I like to just take time and just make a bunch at one time.
That's a great idea. That's what this class is all about. We're going to talk about, it started out 10 cards in 10 minutes. It's actually just a pile of cards, or as many as you can get done in the time you have. A lot of times what I tell the people that I teach is if you're going to make one, make two. If you're going to make two, make four. If you're going to make four, make 10. So we're going to make 10
Okay.
or something close to it.
And you're going to let me work along beside you.
Of course. We're going to do a stamps class today. So what I've started is with note cards and envelopes, and that way it's all cut and scored and
The right
ready to
size.
go. And then what I've done is I've taken patterned paper. This is really pretty
This
patterned
is
paper.
pretty
It's got
paper.
it's pearlized.
I see that.
And so we've got that. And remember, when you're working with patterned paper, there's always a back side.
Okay.
So you can pick and choose what color you'd like to work with.
Well, and yeah, and when each one is equally beautiful,
Exactly.
you just make two cards.
So what I've done to prep is I've gone ahead and cut the pattern paper 1/4 of an inch smaller than my note card.
Okay.
That way you don't have to worry about size or dimension of what you're purchasing. You can just use what you have or what you can find. So we're going to add finger on the notches.
Finger on the
Index finger on
notches.
the notches, and that's how you do that.
I see.
Perfect.
That's a good tip.
And you're just going to glue that down, and that's going to be your first layer.
Those colors are beautiful.
Aren't they great? Okay, next layer up, I've taken, as I cut these down, I ended up with scraps.
Scraps.
And so we're going to take these scraps, and actually I'm
And
just
just
going to
pick one you like.
Pick one you like. Pick 4 that you like.
4. Okay.
This is fairly thin paper. We're going to put it right there in the middle. You can punch all 4 of them at the
Oh,
same
you
time.
can do all of them.
If it's thin paper. And that way you can do it all at once. I'm all about doing multiples at the same time.
Multitasking. Okay.
Exactly. So that can get glued down depending upon, I know I'm going to use that side this time. And you're going to glue that right about here.
Does it matter which end?
It doesn't.
Okay.
Just line that up on the edge or wherever.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. And then you're going to take your white paper, and this is also scraps from when I cut cardstock down. I always save my big long scraps and then cut it down.
I do
You're
too.
gonna ink this up.
We're going to ink now.
Yep. You're going to ink this and stamp it. And you've got your banner already cut, which is perfect. And I went ahead and stamped mine first. And then punch this out. And this can go on with dimensionals.
Oh, okay.
Give it a little bit of height, a little bit of texture.
These are fun to work with, I think.
When you're stamping, I always teach to stamp on a blotter or a piece of paper, something that's going to absorb your ink. Because if this was a real inky stamp, and when you flip it over, you can push the ink into the blotter and then it won't smear. And so that's why we're both working on blotters today.
And
I did mine the other way because I stamped it the other way. I left room on the other side. It can go either way. Perfect.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you want, we've got a piece of string, and this is woven. It's called woven linen thread. And I'm going to just take this and wrap it around and tie a knot.
on the outside.
Yeah, wherever you want it to land. I tend to not cut my ribbon until after I've tied it onto my card.
I have a hard time keeping it tight enough.
I know, you're right. It takes like a third hand or a borrowed finger or something.
I was going to say, could you help?
Do you need a finger over there?
I just need your finger.
All right.
This is nice. I've used that twine stuff, but this is a more elegant twine. It seems like.
You know what's fun with this, and not necessarily for this card, but this will fray on the ends. You can pick it apart and
that's nice. I mean,
fun.
you can have fun doing that.
Yeah. And so that's your card. There you go.
Okay.
And we can make, like I said, you can make 10 as easily as you can make one.
Uh-huh.
And that's
And really,
that.
you never have two exactly alike.
Exactly, because all
because
of your
of the
paper is
positioning.
front and back. Look at how different this looks just on
Oh,
the
it
back
does.
side of all of that. Want to do another?
Yes.
All right. We're going to go for speed stamping. Who can get the next one done the fastest?
Okay. Well, at least I know how to hold my
There you go.
taper,
You're a step ahead this
tape
time.
runner.
Let's see, we'll do this one this way. This would be a great project to do while you're watching a movie.
You must be like me. I can't just sit and watch a show.
Absolutely
I
not.
have to be
always
doing
have to-
something.
Crocheting or stamping or just about anything.
I'll do this
Let's
one on
see,
the
let's
other
do this one.
side.
It's already punched. Okay, so I know I had help, but this is 4 in just a few minutes.
You're already
so-
on 4?
No, no, no.
Oh,
Between
okay.
the two of us.
Oh, between us.
We're
Okay,
helping
good.
each other.
You're my helper. I like to do thinking of you cards because
Perfect.
that can be birthday, it could be anniversary, whatever.
Sometimes
I like
what
to
I'll
make
do
those.
is I'll make a pile of these cards, but leave the saying off.
Until
or
you
leave
know
that
what
last
you're going
layer,
to. Yeah,
and then I know what I need.
that's a good
and
idea.
Then I've got a pile that I've got already punched out and ready to go, and then I can match them up to the card that I need right then. That makes it a little bit efficient.
And
then you've got
while
what
you finish working on those, I do want everyone to see, these are examples of, there's 10 or 12 cards, and what a great way to use up scraps, for one thing. And you just let your imagination run wild with using different dyes, different sayings.
Exactly.
It's fun to look through these, and I'm getting other ideas for what I could do, with the next one that I make.
Exactly. You can make them as simple or as layered as you'd like. And it's just, look at how, okay,
I love
so
that
here's
one.
our 4. I'm going to put your 2 up and my 2 up. Just that easy.
And was it fun? Yes.
And we've got that many cards, and they all look different, but they're from the same pattern paper.
And you've got the same tools out, so you don't have to be going back and forth to different storage containers to get things.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for showing us a real quick project that we can do. And do with
you.
a friend. That'll make it even more fun.
Exactly.